8radio.com.
Great song.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the weekly show. I just caught my mic. I'm Kyle Melnick, and I'm joined by my friend Amanda. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Excellent. We are coming to you live from the Enrivio Studios in lovely Mastic, New York, bringing you all the information that you care about that's on the internet. But first, before we get into that, let's catch up. What have you been doing this week? Have you done anything interesting this weekend of note, Brad?
Yes, actually, last night I tried my first TRX class at the gym.
No,
Awesome.
I will never do that.
And insane at the same time.
Is that like CrossFit or?
No, there's like these ropes that's like over a bar thing, and you basically just use your own weight, 4 weights, but you do crazy things like hang from them and do like push-ups while, you know, on the rope thing. It's crazy.
Oh my God.
It's really
so
awesome.
It's a lot of exercise.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm like
pass.
sore in all kinds of crazy places.
Oh yeah, that's not fun. No,
Yeah.
none of that. So you go to the gym a lot though, or you?
No, I'm trying to
Trying
get
to now?
healthy.
A lot of our hosts on this show are big gym people, so it's nice to have someone as inexperienced as me up here that doesn't work out that often. Feels better. I got to participate in something I thought was kind of a joke or was fake for a long time. You ever been to like a puppy birthday party? Where it's a birthday party for the puppy?
No, but I really want to have one for
Yes,
mine.
it was, because it was under my understanding it was an actual party, so I showed up with alcohol and having like the whole proper attire, only to find that most of the guests were little puppies, because my friend had just got one. So it started off, everyone just casually talking, petting dogs, and by 8 p.m., a couple drinks later, I was literally inside a pile of dogs, like swimming through at least 13 or 14 dogs.
Was it a first birthday?
It was the first birthday, yeah. So this dog was like very low to the ground. And it was just, if there is a heaven, I don't want to go to the human one, I want to go to the dog one.
Yeah, and all
Be the
dogs
only
go to
human.
heaven. So.
Yes, it was so amazing. And I
That's
usually
awesome.
hurt those dogs a lot accidentally because they're so small, you just kick them when you're walking by.
What kind of a dog?
I don't know. It was like a mix between a Schnauzer and I want to say a lab, kind of. But it was like an odd combo. Someone there had a husky mixed with a Shiba. So it was like this tiny, like it was a husky that got this big.
Yeah.
Which is not fair. That's something like that should not exist. I don't even know. But incredible.
That sounds awesome.
It was
I gotta
amazing.
Find out about that place and have a puppy party.
Arguably better than a real party.
Yeah, puppies and alcohol.
Especially if you drink that much. Yeah, that was great. Drunk and puppies are just like a beautiful combination. But we have an awesome show lined up, don't we?
Yes,
Lots
we
of
do.
stuff going on. We got tons of stories, world news, local news. We got our game, Fact or Fiction, that they played last week. Chuck and Rosie highly recommended it, so we're going to check that out.
Sounds awesome.
As well as this week and next week with Rick Eberly with all the New York events that you can handle. We got all that and more coming right back on the weekly show, so don't you go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Don't move.
Hey, this is Chris Jake, and if Enravio.com spots you at an event wearing this bracelet, they will give you $100.
This is Joe Larson. You should check out the 505 on Racing Show live every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or catch us on video on demand anytime, 24/7, only on the Enravio TV network.
The world of advertising has changed. Radio, TV, and newspaper revenues have declined drastically. Why? Because businesses have realized that advertising return on investment isn't what it used to be. So what can we do about it? Well, that's easy. Advertise online. Own a local restaurant, real estate agency, or even a national retail chain? Whatever your business, InRavio can get your message out there, and we can do it at a fraction of the cost. Call today and see the difference for yourself. This isn't TV. This isn't radio. This is InRavio.com.
Hey, I'm Raul Panther.
And I'm Commander B. Hawkins.
And I'm Mark Well. We're some of the proto men. If we see you without this bracelet, you're gonna punch in the. But if you have this bracelet from InRavio.com, you can win $100.
Put one of these on, or else.
What's up, guys? We're Scare No Fair, and we're here with InRavio. If they catch you at a show with one of these bracelets, you will win $100.
That's a lot of money.
So get a bracelet.
Do whatever it takes to get that. Hit them up online.
For over 60 years, Hanson Carpet has put the customer first, providing only the finest quality products and service. And Hanson Carpet is so much more than just carpet. We also carry a wide selection of window blinds and shades, and our licensed and insured technicians can service any of your flooring or window covering needs. Browse our huge selection of laminate, carpet, linoleum, vinyl, and tile. Stop by our showroom today or visit HansonCarpet.com. No matter what your project, Hanson Carpet has got you covered.
Welcome back to the show. We are live at the InRavio studios in New York, and we have a literal avalanche of amazing stories for you tonight. So let's start off things right in our own backyard with some local news. A farmer in Leroy, Minnesota is probably having a cow after some ballsy thieves stole $70,000 worth of bull semen. Here's the gist. A frozen canister about the size of a milk jug was stolen from an unlocked barn belonging to Daniel Weenus sometime last weekend. The canister contained a bunch of vials of bull semen valued between $300 and $1,500 each. The canister was worth $500 by itself. Weenus isn't sure about which day the load was stolen. Which day the load was stolen. That's amazing. But said the only time he and his hired hand were taken away from the farm was on Easter Sunday. Mark May, chief deputy of the Mower County Sheriff's Office, says animal semen can be big business, no bull. So far, there are no suspects in this case. Poor cow, or bull, or, oh my God. Chuck was just talking about it. Apparently it's worth a lot of money.
Yeah, who
That
would
is
have
a
thought?
big
I
game.
gotta get me some bull semen.
Right? Oh my God. Why is it worth $1,500? Are bulls worth that much? To
Their
like attack
semen
people?
is, apparently.
Jeez. Well, I should have stole that. It's kind of messed up they stole it on Easter Sunday, too. There's a joke in there somewhere, but I don't want to piss anybody off, so I'm just going to skip it.
Do it.
No. Nothing gets religion.
I know where I'm going after this. The bull farm.
The bull farm.
Who's with me?
I thought that was going in a way different direction.
A San Francisco man accused of burglarizing an apartment last May was acquitted earlier this week after successfully argued that suspect was actually attempting to board a spaceship he thought was on its roof. I looked at my right. The 41-year-old man somehow convinced a resident of the building to let him into the complex. Once inside, he climbed onto the fire escape and found an open window that he used to enter an apartment and take a short nap.
That's awesome.
While he was getting ready to leave Earth forever, the apartment residents woke up to see a strange man in their home. One tackled him and began punching while the other hit him with a baseball bat. He suffered a black eye and various bruises, scratches, and scrapes. The man who lived in the apartment suffered an injured toe and developed a rash from the encounter. Ooh.
Exotic.
Yeah. The trial public defender, Jacqui Wilson, argued that he did not enter the building to rob or hurt anyone, but was suffering a meth-induced mental crisis.
Oh, okay.
So it's fine,
That explains it.
obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, spaceship's meth. If convicted, he would have faced 14 years behind bars. Instead, he was found guilty of misdemeanor battery and assault.
That is the best answer I've ever heard to someone breaking and entering.
So as long as you're on meth, it's fine.
Yeah, and like spaceships. So he used a giant ball at some point to the outside to he bounced off. So the spaceship was the ball. How much meth do you have to take?
I don't know. Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to do meth, but I kind of do want to like see a spaceship
Absolutely.
and stuff. That's
Yeah.
that's the ship you would see on meth too, 100%. Anyway,
All right.
an Oklahoma family who went to KFC for dinner was willing to pay good money to see some thighs and breasts, but they didn't expect to see those parts wiggling in sexual congress. Never used that word before. That's what happened last Thursday to Gerald and April Whalen when they ate at a KFC in Edmond, Oklahoma with their 6-year-old twin boys and saw an explicit sex scene on an overhead TV. Mr. Whalen was quoted as saying, "I was flabbergasted. I looked up from my plate and we're talking full nudity. In order to avoid arousing the interest of the twins," pun intended, "the parents tried not to react to the kinky footage. That was hard to do because of the moaning and heavy breathing emanating from this screen. The manager came running out and flipped the TV off very quickly, according to people that were there. Corporate headquarters released a statement, "We apologize for any negative dining experiences. This was an isolated incident, and we are taking measures to ensure programming like this cannot be accessed in the future." The Whalens have said that they have hope no one gets fired over this mix-up, though. That sounds like the best KFC ever.
I never thought you could watch porn at a KFC.
I didn't either. I mean, if you go to Oklahoma, apparently, they have a lot of interesting rules about pornography.
Sweet. I bet they have better business there.
Yeah, because when you eat chicken and stuff, I'm sure all you want to do is just hear moaning and grinding and all that kind of fun stuff.
Absolutely.
Delicious.
I mean, you're already moaning eating the chicken.
Oh,
right?
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Oh, great. Yeah. So
Yeah.
good for you, Oklahoma. I support you. I think it's great. Just don't bring your kids there.
After the
the
semen
parents' fault.
stealing, Oklahoma KFC.
Yeah.
Police say someone who attempted to steal a truck parked outside a Des Moines home instead took a bag of dog poop. The Des Moines Police Department responded to a report of attempted burglary around 4:45 p.m. According to a police report, the person who tried to steal the truck checked the bed of the vehicle and grabbed what turned out to be a bag of dog feces. Police say they haven't identified the suspects in the crime, but that he or she could be faced with third-degree burglary charges. The Des Moines Register reports the dog poop has been valued at $1.
I'm really glad they took the time to value that poop. Just so the guy that did it knows exactly how much he screwed up.
I can't
so he's
believe
aware.
bull semen valued at $70,000 and dog poop's only $1.
I'm in the wrong market, apparently.
Yeah.
I don't get the difference between how much is dog semen worth or bull poop. That's gross. I shouldn't have said that. I apologize.
No, I was thinking the same thing.
I hope not. Anyway, let's talk about another eating establishment while we're talking about poop and semen. Burger King is paying the expenses and providing gifts for the wedding of an Illinois couple with an interesting connection to the fast food restaurant chain. This isn't a joke. Joel Berger and Ashley King accepted the company's proposal Monday. The couple has been known as Burger King since they were in 5th grade together in New Berlin near Springfield. The couple announced their engagement this spring with a photo next to the sign of a local Burger King restaurant. Although a woman's name usually comes first in an engagement announcement, they decided to flip their names. A Burger King spokesman says the company felt an overwhelming urge to help the happy couple celebrate their upcoming marriage. The Burger King nuptials will be held July 17th in nearby Jacksonville. I can't help but think they stayed together from peer pressure.
Yeah, they have
It's like,
to. They
how
don't
could you
have a
guys
choice
possibly
now.
break
They're
up?
Burger King.
Yeah, that's like when someone's tall and it's like, how do you not play basketball? You're doing the world a disservice. So good for you. That's a great story.
Yeah,
I love
that's
that.
awesome.
I wish I would probably stay married to someone I hated just because of that for a long time.
So
It's for the
best
sake of a
luck.
joke. To pay for the wedding,
Yeah.
especially.
I wonder if they're getting married at a Burger King.
I bet they are. I bet they are. I bet they're going to eat that for their ceremony and they're going to have a great time.
You eat during your ceremony?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the reception?
The reception? I've never been to a wedding. All right? So I don't know.
Maybe the Burger King one.
I know that at some point someone stops the wedding and goes, don't marry that person, but that's as much about weddings as I know.
Yeah, exactly.
So you have to be the authority on that for me.
So it's one of those names we have all joked about. But on TV's biggest telethon day of the year, Channel 7 managed to let it slip on air. The generous donor, Hugh G. Rection, put up...
Say that one more time so everyone gets the joke.
Get it? Hugh G. Rection put up over $32 of his hard-earned cash to the cause. His name rising on screen for all to see.
It means boner.
Oh, huge. There's kids here. The Royal Children's Hospital Good Friday appeal pulled in more than $17.1 million from generous donors in a record-breaking effort that would fund vital research and facilities. More than 80,000 people packed into the Good Friday appeal headquarters at the Melbourne Convention and Exhibition Center, breaking last year's record of 60,000 visitors. The fundraising effort eclipsed last year's total of $16.8 million.
I have the worst timing with stuff. I apologize for the word I just said, considering the new audience we have in the studio. So recap that for me real quick. Because I'm trying to gather that in my head. How does no one catch that? Did they just see the $36 and go, man, he earned it, like, thanks for donating? I don't see the problem is. I like how he put LOL at the end of it, though. He's got a sense of humor, and he can appreciate what he did.
He has to have a sense of humor. His name's Huge Rection.
There's a lot worse things you could say, so good for you for being tasteful, at least a little bit. Nice job. Huge erection.
Hey.
Police in Washington State said they busted an alleged robber with an unwise prop, a canvas bag printed with a dollar sign. Damn it, he lived my childhood dream. The Olympia Police Department said officers responded April 8th to a report of a robbery at a Subway restaurant on the west side of the city. And employees told investigators the suspect indicated he had a weapon in his pocket and left with money from the cash register and a worker's cell phone. The workers told police the man, who wore a red bandana over his face, told them not to do, quote, anything funny. The man, who employees said fled with a shopping cart, was located near the grocery outlet. There you go. Police said he was pushing a shopping cart loaded with consumer goods and was carrying $100 in cash and a cell phone matching the description of a device taken from the Subway worker. The man also had a white canvas bag printed with a giant dollar sign tied to his pants. The 22-year-old Ling Fowler was arrested on charges of robbery and obstructing of justice. Maybe his next target was Scrooge McDuck's vault. I ruin every joke I say. You can't give me those. That man has literally lived a childhood dream of mine. That and escaping quicksand are like on my bucket list of 10-year-old cops.
I love that he said, don't do anything funny.
Yes.
Like what? Like a trick? Like a funny dance?
Don't do anything funny as he holds up the comic bag dollar sign, which I think, did you show the picture of it?
Yeah.
The picture is actually a drawn-up dollar sign with his Sharpie.
Oh yeah. He didn't even get it like ironed on or anything. He drew that. It's gangsta. And for our final local news report, a Houston man said his license plate is being revoked by the Texas Department of Motor Vehicles after officials discovered a hidden offensive message. Safar Hussein said he had the customized plate for 3 years without an incident, but he received a letter from the state DMV saying his 370H55V plate was being recalled after it was determined the personalization is offensive. People have no idea what that plate means. My closest friends don't even know, Hussein told interviewers. The trouble, Hussein said, is the seemingly random collection of numbers and letters turns into a clear profanity when it's viewed upside down. Like, who reads a plate upside down? Anyways, Hussein said he thinks the state is overreacting, they are, their boundaries and will likely appeal the decision. So, on that note, we are going to take another quick break, but when we come back, we have Rick here in the studio.
Rick Eberly.
Rick Eberly is here in the studio ready to give us the details on New York's hottest events and round 2 of our game, Fact or Fiction. All that and a ton of great stories right after this.
The world of advertising has changed. Radio, TV, and newspaper revenues have declined drastically. Why? Because businesses have realized that advertising return on investment isn't what it used to be. So what can we do about it? Well, that's easy. Advertise online. Own a local restaurant, real estate agency, or even a national retail chain? Whatever your business, InRavio can get your message out there. And we can do it at a fraction of the cost. Call today and see the difference for yourself. This isn't TV. This isn't radio. This is InRavio.com.
Transmission of lice occurs from being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Like catching a cold or a flu.
You have guaranteed peace of mind in every bottle of Got Lice because all of our products are completely natural.
And organic.
But strong enough to cover all your lice removal needs while being safe and effective. Our professional technicians are specially trained with our exclusive proven technique to successfully comb out head lice. We come right to your home at your convenience.
Whenever you want us.
We bring everything needed to perform a successful and complete comb out while eliminating your head lice. And we leave you with our exclusive complimentary products to use for the next 10 days following our treatment.
For free.
Our technicians also check all family members who have been exposed to lice. Please visit us on our website today at gotlice.co or feel free to call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at 646-257-0121.
Hey, I'm Raul Panther.
And I'm Commander B. Hawkins.
And I'm Rich Weller. We're some of the proto men. If we see you without this bracelet, you're punching the But if you have this bracelet from InRavio.com, you can win $100.
Put one of these on, or else.
Welcome back. We have a ton of stuff to get to, but first, let's check up on Rick and see what's going down in New York this week this week last week.
Hey everyone, it's me, your bizarro Ryan Seacrest, Rick Eberly, and I'm back. Did you miss me? Wait, don't answer that. It's another glorious week as a New Yorker, which means a brand new lineup of amazing shows and events. So let's get right into it. Tonight, it's going down at Revolution Bar and Music Hall in Amityville as Dog Fashion Disco drops by to rock the venue. They'll be bringing with them Biebs and her moneymakers, not Justin Biebs, but Biebs and her moneymakers, who are friends of the network, of course. Crisis Canyon and Short Notice. Doors open at 7 and tickets are only $15, so make sure you're there. Saturday is bumping as usual thanks to Emporium's long-run Saturday night dance party. It's a special one, though, as they're hosting a DJ showcase this week featuring the super talented Killer K, Decoy, Mimic, and Smooth City's obviously going to be there, and so many more. And if that wasn't enough, Party 105's DJ Locky will be spinning all night as well. The party starts at 10. I'm sure I'll see you there. If you're looking for a harder rock-filled night, then you should try Revolution again this coming Tuesday for Jakey Lee's Red Dragon Cartel. It's going to be one heavy show as they bring with them old favorites Magus Beast, J-Rad, and a whole bunch of crazy acts. Doors open at 7. Make sure you bring a $20, $20 bill, all right, for that cover charge, because you can't get away from it. Finally, let's see what's happening in the city. Friday is going to be literally epic as stand-up superstar Gabriel Iglesias, Big Puffy himself, stops by MSG for a performance you won't want to miss. Tickets are still somehow available, at least right now they are, so try and go online and pick them up right now. Ready, begin. Show starts at 8 p.m. That's it for me this week. Be sure you're following @InRavio on Twitter, liking us on Facebook.com/InRavioWeekly, and watching our other awesome live shows at InRavio.com/live-stream. Catch up with me at RickEberly.com, on Twitter at Rick Eberly, Instagram at Rick Eberly, Snapchat, Tinder, no, I'm not on them. See you next week, though. Peace.
Thanks, Rick. Always something cool happening in New York. He's the best. Anyway, we checked out how things were going in our great states here, but how about we see what the rest of the world is up to in this week's World News. Fire-breathing, building-stomping Godzilla was welcomed in part of Tokyo on Thursday as a sign of prosperity, not destruction. The irradiated monster was appointed Special Resident and Tourism Ambassador for the Shinjuku Ward, known for its down-home bars and noodle restaurants in Tokyo. A Godzilla-sized head towering 171 feet above ground level was unveiled at an office in Toho, the Japanese studio behind the 1954 original. Toho is shooting a comeback film this year after a decade-long hiatus. Godzilla is standing as an icon and has his hands up and down, but its stature has been reinstated after the Hollywood Godzilla, directed by Gareth Edwards, became a global hit last year with Bryan Cranston. Japan is hoping the biggest star in this nation's movie history will help lure tourists during a market-opening strategy launched by the Prime Minister. At an awards ceremony next to the giant Godzilla head, an actor in a rubber suit waddled to the Shinjuku Ward Mayor Kenjichi Shojimizu. That is very wrong. However, Toho executive Minami Ichikawa had to accept the residency certificate in Godzilla's place, since the suit's claws aren't designed to actually grab anything. The longtime belief is that any place Godzilla destructs in the movies is sure to prosper in real life. I'd never heard that. The fire-breathing Gojira, as it's pronounced in Japanese, combining gorilla and Kujira, or whale, was born a genetic aberration caused by nuclear testing in the Pacific Ocean. The reptilian mutation also symbolized a national trauma over the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki at the end of World War II. The first Godzilla, directed by Irisho Honda, with both an unforgettable score and bestial screech, is revered as a classic. That's amazing that they actually appointed Godzilla as the legitimate tourism ambassador for Japan. Japan's crazy. They're really crazy.
I'm very happy we're the one to tell us about that story.
I kind of want to visit Japan a little bit more now.
I definitely want to visit Japan.
They have a Godzilla hotel too now, where like
awesome.
all the windows are actually windows to the outside, but they like stain them with an image of Godzilla, so it looks like Godzilla is attacking you
Climbing
from
into
the
your
window.
hotel?
Yeah, the whole time.
That's
It's
awesome.
Great. Just another reason along my million reason list to go to Japan. Coolest place ever.
An ingenious con man with a gift for mimicry awaits sentencing after he used a smuggled-in cell phone to create a fake British government email account, which he then used to persuade prison officials to set him free. Crazy. Neil Moore of Lifford was in Wandsworth Prison, the same maximum security facility Ronnie Biggs, the great train robber, famously escaped from 40 years ago, awaiting trial on fraud charges in March 2014. That's when he set in motion what prosecutor Ian Patton acknowledged was a scheme of extraordinary criminal inventiveness, decisiveness, and creativity, which he described in court last week. Can you call a crime that?
Yeah, sure.
Using a cell phone, which prisoners aren't allowed to have, Moore used an internet domain registration service to create a fake web address closely resembling that of Britain's Royal Courts of Justice. Once he had the email account, Moore posed as a court clerk and sent an email telling Wandsworth managers that he'd been granted bail. I can't believe he went through this. The prison duly released him on March 10th of last year, court records show, but 3 or 4 days later, he had a change of heart and he turned himself in. Wow, what an idiot. Moore pleaded guilty to 8 counts of fraud and 1 count of escape from lawful custody and is sentenced to be sentenced on April 20th. Moore, perhaps as an inside joke, registered the fake domain under the name Chris Soule. It kind of goes with his last name. The detective inspector in charge of investigating his case. And according to his hometown paper, Moore's original fraud escapes were just as adequate.
Adequate or audacious, either one. Or audacious. I like yours better, but continue.
The Ilford Recorder reported Monday that Moore impersonated staff from Barclays, Lloyd's, and other major banks, and sometimes impersonating a woman, persuaded other large financially
Institutions?
Persuaded other large financial institutions like Thomas Global Exchange to transfer him cash that ended up totaling about 1.82 million pounds. That's a lot. If you're keeping score at home, that was equal to a little more than 2.66 million US dollars at the close of financial markets Monday.
Monday, just making sure you got that one.
Ooh,
it's a tricky word.
Thanks.
That's a catch me if you can moment right there. That's amazing, or like white collar or something. But they kind of glossed over where did he get the cell phone from?
Why did he turn himself in?
Because he's a genius, and he's like, I've already accomplished the biggest challenge of my life, and I don't know, I do the same thing. Why the hell not? He can escape. I bet it's fun for him. I bet it's a game. Let's talk about someone just as stupid. A chess grandmaster, yes, it starts off like that, has been thrown out of an international tournament after he made repeated trips to the toilet to allegedly check tactics on a mobile phone he had hidden inside a cubicle, which apparently are inside bathrooms there. Gayozi Nigaladze, the current Georgian champion, I think I just pissed off a lot of people with that pronunciation, was expelled from the Dubai Open for using his smartphone in a match against Armenian grandmaster Tigran El Petrosian. Gayos used his phone's computer to predict opponent moves that he entered during the tournament. He faces a ban of up to 15 years. They're not kidding, chess people. Dang. Two-time national champion Nigaladze was exposed when Petrosian grew suspicious about his frequent trips to the lavatory during Saturday's 6-round match. Tournament officials found Nigaladze had hidden a mobile phone in a cubicle covered in toilet paper. The Dubai Chess and Culture Club announced its decision to expel him on Sunday morning. Wow. You can cheat in chess?
Yeah, you can cheat.
How would you cheat? It's like you can't predict.
I guess no, you really can't.
I mean, I think he's entering into a machine, I guess, and he's predicting what the best outcome's going to be. Wow, that's dumb. You're dumb.
Yeah.
Like frequent trips. The rest of that story that I read out, because I had to summarize that, was that he would pretty much go to the bathroom almost after every move his opponent made. So the guy would be like, boom, here I go, and then he'd be like, I'm going to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back.
Yeah, like,
a
come
little
on.
suspicious.
Gonna figure that out.
That's just me.
Yeah. So anyway, about nudity, a group of St. Petersburg nudists outraged by a recent ban on bearing it all at the beach, popular with nudists since the 1960s, are now seeking the help of some like-minded folks in Finland. Local authorities announced in September that they were closing the dunes, one of Russia's oldest nude beaches, and turning it into a regular beach by the end of May. Boo. Kirill Vasily, no idea how to read that Russian name, head of Russia's Free Body Culture Society, has appealed to Finland's ecology minister for help. And his group plans to hold a protest in St. Petersburg that will feature busloads of naked Finns.
That is the best adjective I've heard in a long time.
Yeah, busload of naked Finns. God, I wish I could be there too. He is confident that the collaboration could help his group win back the Leningrad region beach, where for over 5 decades, nudists have been basking in the sun without tan lines.
Have you ever actually been to a nude beach, or are you just an avid supporter of the act of nude beaching?
I actually was at a nude beach in Spain when I was 12.
Ooh.
And I didn't, yeah, I didn't know that I was at a nude beach. My cousin and I left my grandma, and we started walking down the beach, or the original beach, not being a nude beach. So we started walking down, we climbed over the dunes, and then we were just like taking pictures of each other. We were 12. And all of a sudden, a nude man comes up to us.
Just
and is
photobombed
like,
you?
No, he didn't even photobomb. He was like, do you guys want me to take a picture for you? And we were like,
Wash your hands first.
do we look at your wiener or no? I don't know.
Yeah, it's gonna be kind of hard to make eye contact with the camera when you're just kind of sitting there letting it. That's the same way I found a nude beach. The problem about nude beaches in New York is there is no like actual start and end to the nude beach. It kind of just becomes that as you walk through. So I was 11 just walking through a normal beach, and slowly but surely clothing started to disappear from people. And then by the time I got there, it was too late. I was just in the thick of it. Again, no pun intended.
Poor you.
Everyone's very clean on Long Island.
I mean, I feel, hey, if you want to be naked on a beach, be naked on a beach. If it's a nude beach, whatever, who cares?
Yeah, and it's a big, it's like big over in Europe too. That might be a
Huge.
little weird over in the U.S., but especially over there, that's like a really big part of their culture.
And especially though, some of the bathing suits that they wear in Europe,
Yeah,
or
those
they
aren't
do
even
wear
bathing
bathing
suits.
suits. There aren't bathing suits.
The
Why don't
banana
they take it
hammock
off?
isn't a bathing suit. It's
No.
just like a Tarzan flap to
G-string bikinis,
make
not a
you
bathing
feel
suit
better.
either. Yeah.
Exactly. Oh, I love a good G-string. Well, on that note, let's take another quick break. But when we come back, we are going to wrap things up with a game of fact or fiction and a couple other cool things. So don't you dare go away. We'll be right back.
The world of advertising has changed. Radio, TV, and newspaper revenues have declined drastically. Why? Because businesses have realized that advertising return on investment isn't what it used to be. So what can we do about it? Well, that's easy. Advertise online. Own a local restaurant, real estate agency, or even a national retail chain? Whatever your business, InRavio can get your message out there. And we can do it at a fraction of the cost. Call today and see the difference for yourself. This isn't TV. This isn't radio. This is InRavio.com.
What's up, guys? We're Scano Fair, and we're here with InRavio. If they catch you at a show with one of these bracelets, you will win $100.
That's a lot of money.
So get a bracelet.
Do whatever it takes to get that. Hit them up online.
Welcome back. Before we get into fact or fiction, we're going to throw it over to the Glory Days guys for an update on all this week's sports madness.
Hello again, everybody. We're Bruce and Disco from the Glory Days Show, and this is your InRavio Sports 2-minute warning.
Hey, remember when General Manager Theo Epstein called the New York Yankees the evil empire because they used to outspend everybody? I wonder what he thinks of the Los Angeles Dodgers now. The Dodgers set a record with the highest opening day payroll at $270 million, including almost $44 million to players who are no longer on the team. Last year, the Dodgers ended the Yankees' streak of 15 consecutive seasons as baseball's highest salary team with $234 million. At $219 million, the Yankees are a distant second, followed by the Red Sox at $175 and the San Francisco Giants at $173. The team with the least payroll, that would be the Houston Astros, $69.1 million. And what about our Mets? They clock in at just over $100 million for the first time since 2011. By the way, 3 Dodger players, Clayton Kershaw, Zach Greinke, and Adam Gonzalez, make more than $78.1 million combined, and they top the entire team's salary of Tampa, Miami, and Houston.
Unbelievable. A few weeks ago on the Glory Days Show, we reported on a story about former Yankee Reggie Jackson selling the complete set of 10-foot-high blue neon letters that spelled out the words Yankee Stadium at a Sotheby's auction. Jackson had purchased the iconic letters prior to the demolition of the old Yankee Stadium. Jackson was looking for between $300,000 and $400,000 for the 13-letter set that was part of auction held on April 1st. Unfortunately for Mr. October, the fish weren't biting. Nobody made an offer on the letters, so Jackson maintains ownership. Jackson, who was in attendance at the auction, even offered to come and visit the person who purchased the letters as long as they lived in the United States. At one point, the bidding was reopened at $280,000 and still no takers. Later on, Jackson admitted that he bought the letters on a lark, and he joked that once he saw the height of the letters, he probably made a mistake in purchasing them. I'm sure his wife agrees with him every day. By the way, the bullpen car used by the Mets in the late 60s with the baseball hat on top sold for $112,000, more than 4 times the asking price.
You can get the lowdown on sports stories and more on the Glory Days Show with Bruce and Disco every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. here in the East, only on the InRavio TV network. This has been your InRavio 2-minute sports warning, and I'm Paul Descafani. That's Bruce Oler. You have been warned.
Thanks, fellas. Glory Day guys are excellent as always. They are on Saturdays, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time at InRavio /live-stream. Highly suggested. Anyway, we have a game that we played last week. We didn't play last week. That Chuck and Rosie are the hosts. Highly recommended. So we're going to do round 2 right now of fact or fiction.
Okay, so the rules are the same as last time. We have a collection of stories, some true, others false. We have to guess which is true. So let's have Kyle go first.
Okay, so I'm gonna read the stories because I know which of these are true and which of these are false, and you're going to tell me yay or nay.
Great.
First story. A city teacher got the axe for having her 8th grade students write on a blackboard all the reasons why they disliked a fellow classmate. Madeline Luciano was fired from PS 18 in Inwood after a city investigators say she devised a bizarre class assignment in which students wrote that their 13-year-old female classmate was, quote, ugly, annoying, and phony. Fact or fiction? This is a depressing story.
God, I'm gonna hope that that's fiction. Please let that be fiction.
Unfortunately, that's fact. That actually happened at a city school.
Horrible.
Some process in this educator, again I say educator because she's a teacher, thought it would be smart to, I guess, visually represent all the reasons why classmates didn't get along with each other. Maybe she thought it was some kind of smart exercise.
Oh.
But instead she made the girl cry, according to the story, which I would cry too.
She should have had them write about herself.
All the reasons that girl is nice, or all the reasons why they're
Yeah.
awful human beings, but no, backwards. But she's teaching kids, which is good. That makes
Yeah.
me feel good. Second story, the popular HBO series has returned for their newest season. I'm talking, of course, about Game of Thrones, bringing with it memorable characters we have grown to love. This includes everyone's favorite, not-so-bright character Hulk, Hodor. Famous for speaking only the words Hodor throughout the whole 4 seasons of the show, there is a new campaign gaining traction online to have the character Hodor, who again only says Hodor, ho, the whole show, to say at least once in the entire series, quote, women's rights. This demand comes from the growing issue of gender equality. Fact or fiction, that there is a campaign online asking the character Hodor to say women's rights once in the Game of Thrones series. Fact or fiction?
Probably fact.
That's fiction.
Good.
100%.
Just
First
kidding.
off, there's no way Game of Thrones would ever do that. Secondly, why would the character just randomly say women's rights?
Right. I don't
Like,
know.
like a female character dies and then he's just like, women's
People
rights.
like to ask for crazy things, so that's why I thought it was probably fact.
Still a great show. And if you haven't seen it, it's on Sundays. I highly recommend it. Okay,
Cool.
This is the last story. This is my favorite one because I thought it was real. According to a lot of high-ranking members, there's an ongoing attempt to spread fear throughout the world. The terrorist cell ISIS, pretty popular right now, has officially changed their name to Google. According to reports from high-ranking ISIS leaders, this is an attempt to strike fear into the hearts of people as often as possible by associating their organization with a Western household name. Fact or fiction? ISIS changes their name to Google because they know everybody uses Google and says the word Google a lot, and I guess they're going for some kind of Harry Potter, Voldemort kind of deal, maybe? Fact or fiction?
Fiction.
That is fiction.
Yes.
Thank God. That would be really depressing because then we'd have to name Google ISIS, and that's a whole big deal, and I don't want to get into it. But before we get out of here, let's recap. What have we learned today? What was your particular favorite story? Because I'm partial with the dog poop one.
Yeah, I was gonna say I learned the, how valuable bull semen is.
Yes, apparently. Apparently I can quit my job and just instead extract bull semen for it.
I was gonna try to rob a bank, but I'll just rob some bull semen.
Well, I have a cartoon sack with the $sign on it, so this is just coming together. We'll rob bull semen with the sack.
No, the semen will definitely pour out of the bag. We need a canister.
We'll have a canister, and we'll Sharpie on a logo on it. Genius, I love it.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Sharpie
it for
balls
us.
on it.
Be sure you're following us on all the social medias. That's facebook.com/InRavio Weekly, at InRavio on Twitter. We're on YouTube, we're on Gmail, everything like that. Be sure you're following us on the social medias. I really don't do that. Do you have any Twitter handles, Facebook, that people could follow you at? Catch you on?
No.
No?
Just follow
Yeah.
me. Just follow InRavio.
We're in the real world. Just follow InRavio. That's all you need to do. InRavio.com/live-stream. We'll be back next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at InRavio.com/livestream. Don't forget to check out our other shows like Glory Days, Save and Continue, 5 Off, 5 On, of course, Weekly Show. We'll be back next week, same time, same place. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great night.
Have a good hump day.
Have a good hump day.